What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Better Biomed, folks. Today I am actually pulling out all the stops. I've got the bus pirate out. I have a scanner assembly here that is being dissected because I am getting to the root. I'm designing something utilizing AI. It's going to be the coolest thing ever, and I'll definitely do a video when I'm done. But you can see, so what's going on is I have taken photos of this PCB right here, and I import it into AI, which you can see way up here, and it gives me pinouts and stuff, and you can actually give it photos of ports, and it will confirm based on the resistors and whatnot what you're looking at. Look at that. How cool is that? And you know, some of this they were not correct on, but a lot of it they actually are. So here you can see that we have the pinout for a chip. So let's get down to the bottom. What I have going on here, guys, is you can see I've got this magnet wire that's been soldered into very, very small ports. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I can get in there and show you guys. It's so small, you can see some of the points that I have tapped into. Now what I'm going to do next is I've got hot glue, and I'm going to secure these magnet wires to the board. All I need is this piece right here. See that? But you can tell that it is not easy to interface with that chip. Not at all. So the easiest point to break into it is down here on the main PCB. Now what's going on with this guy is this right here is the barcode scanner. That is the only board that I need. And I've got a variety of barcode scanners here in my shop, but this guy here is free. And that's why I'm using him. So all I had to do is find out its communication, which is these two wires. One of them is RX and one of them is TX. I'll find that out in a moment utilizing the board pirate. You guys might have recognized this guy from my hacking Zeiss, Pentero, and Kenevo bulbs video. It allows me to talk to UART and I2C and serial communications. It allows me to tap in, but you first have to connect your wires to make this board right here go live. So that's what I've got. I've got my power, and I've got ground. You can see I've got those two tapped off right there, and my communications are over here, and they have pull-up resistors on them. And you know, then this guy right here is a trigger wire, and the whole project is a new game that I'm developing, and it's gonna be the coolest thing. So I'm going to have it so players will have cards, and their cards will have QR codes on them, and you will have no idea if your card is going to be a positive or a negative. And if it's a positive, it's going to add air pressure into a balloon, and it's going to be 1 to 10 seconds of a little air pump powering up this little balloon. And balloons we can't control when they pop, right? So you can either have a positive card or a negative card. And here's the thing, is instead of taking a turn, you can actually take a card from somebody else. And you win by either getting rid of all your cards, or you lose by the balloon popping. It's one or the other. You're not a winner just because you didn't pop the balloon, but you are a winner if you get rid of your cards. And it takes a 1D, 2D scanner like this guy right here. And we're going to use UART to make it go into an Arduino, and I just have to figure out which one's the RX and TX for my Arduino. And I've got the Arduino and stuff over here. It's chilling at the moment because it's waiting for the next step of the project, and I am so excited. So I've got my air solenoid valve, I've got some pressure detects, so if there's a sudden loss of pressure, my LCD, which is this guy right here, it's going to say you lose. But then it's also going to guide the next person to start their play, which means you put a card down, you hit a button that will activate the scanner, and it will scan the card, and then you'll figure out if you have a good card or a bad card. And if it's a negative, you're going to activate the air solenoid and let out 1 second worth of air from the balloon. Okay? And if it's a positive, that means you're going to be adding air to the balloon. And all that is being coded right here with this fantastic program called ChatGPT. And believe it or not, I have most of the code already done. It's all ready. to be implemented. So this is one of the last steps, and I just had to figure out what pins were going to be doing what. So devices, almost every device out there communicates with something called UART, UART, or serial communications. And because this guy here is just basically a brain that decodes what's going on, it's going to communicate with UART. I know I'm probably saying it wrong, but that's what I call it. And so I'm going to detect that and read it right here, which means when I scan QR codes like this guy right here, then this guy here will decipher it, and it will go through to the terminal on my computer, and I can see what the barcode says. Okay, I know it's a little weird, but you can see I've got this is my weekend project, and I'm working on it pretty diligently. We're going to see how this goes, and very excited because this should be a very cool game of chance. And you know, the thing is part of it might be skill, but a lot of it is chance, because we can't control the balloon, and you can't control what's on the cards because they're QR codes, and unless you're a superhuman, you can't read a QR code and know what it says. Pretty crazy, huh? Anyway, stay tuned. We're going to have some more. This here is a project not only for AI development, but also it's just constant education on serial communications, which does allow you to see what's happening between devices in your system. And at the same time, we are practicing soldering, and we're going to be working with Arduino. This is a multifaceted exercise. Good stuff, guys. Can't wait to show you the finished project. Stay tuned.